Welcome back, everybody. So I am building off of my last video where I talked in detail about the differences, about the pros and cons of buying new construction in Denver, Colorado. And to go a little deeper on that, today I decided to visit one of the hottest going new construction neighborhoods in the South Metro Denver area, that being Sterling Ranch. If you want to learn more about this neighborhood and what you can get with these homes, stick around. I'll unpack all of that coming up next. So I'm just going to jump right in to get into the meat and potatoes about this place. And if you're not familiar with Sterling Ranch, it is an amazing master plan community located about 35-ish minutes or so outside of the Denver metro area. It has several major villages. They're going to be built out over the next 5 to almost 10 years or so based on their current projections. And the community and the vibe and the neighborhood feel that you get here is unlike anything I have seen in most new construction neighborhoods outside of some of the already established locations. Now, one of the major things that is a big draw for people coming to this location are all the various builders and the different styles of homes that you can get yourself into here. If you're looking for ranch styles, they have that. If you're looking for 2 stories, definitely. Contemporary, yes. Modern, rustic, kind of stuff you'd see on the East Coast, definitely have that as well. And if you're looking for kind of like a townhomey, sort of small row home feel, they have that as well, along with some much larger row homes and townhomes that have 3rd-story patios. So there's definitely a lot to see, and you can get some examples of the different homes here behind me. So before we go and visit a couple of the builders, and I believe today we'll get a chance to see 2 different builders and ideally a couple different models, I want to jump into some of the pros and the cons about this location and this neighborhood. A lot of the pros I've already touched on, being that the community is incredible, that the builder variation here is absolutely amazing. The sense of community is something that a lot of people are drawn into because the few times I've been here and the several families I've helped move here, I've seen stuff like the Easter egg hunt that happened at the beginning of this year. I've seen several things where they have live music in the community clubhouse. They have coffee in the community clubhouse along beers, sponsored with Living the Dream Brewery, which is actually one of my personal favorites. If you're in the area, stop by and check them out. They're amazing. They also have amazing pools, parks, trails like the one I'm on now, just walking around open with really well-maintained median areas with amazing landscape. It just gives this like Pleasantville vibe to it, which can also be a con. Some people don't think it has enough personality. They think it feels a little too sterile. So like with any new build community, you're gonna have some stuff where there's gonna be construction for a while. You're gonna have trees that aren't quite mature. You're gonna have plants and shrubs that are very small. So it is a place in progress, but over the course of the next 5 to 7 years, you can expect this place to be an absolutely booming, busting community. And what I mean about that booming community is that there are several developments in process that are already coming to light. Like for example, in one of the southwestern neighborhoods here of Sterling Ranch, there is a $3 million project going on where they're going to do a whole new athletic complex with a sledding hill, and there's going to be an amphitheater. A new pool is going to be installed with another clubhouse, similar to the one that you see behind me here. This is one of the main clubhouses that they have with a pool and a gymnasium, and this is accessible to all the residents here of Sterling Ranch. Also, as they go more into the central neighborhoods, as those get developed and built out, you can expect to see a mix of residential and commercial happening. It's going to be something similar to like the Avalon that you've seen downtown in Cherry Creek. Very high-end, very kind of impressive, kind of posh. It's still in development, so they're not sure like who's going to be putting their commercial stuff in there. But the point is, you will have residential luxury leases happening on the top floors with some cool, amazing commercial stuff on the bottom floors, creating kind of like a one-stop shop as you're in the center of this amazing community. Now, along some of the drawbacks about this place from I've heard from other people and what I've seen myself, the first and foremost is going to be it's a little bit far away from existing communities, so you may have a bit of a drive, as I was saying, like that 10 to 15 minute ride up to the interstate. But you're only about really 5 to 8 minutes from the western side of Highlands Ranch. You're about 4 to 5 minutes away from Roxborough Park, and that's pretty close to Arrowhead Golf Course. You're also very close to Chatfield Reservoir, which is incredible. It's one of my favorite places to go, not only for stand-up paddling and fishing and boating, but also just for hanging out with the family to get a Colorado beach day in. And in addition to that, also, the thing that I really think people are kind of concerned about here are the lack of schools. We do have a Primrose daycare here that a lot of people utilize, which is fantastic, so you can drop your kids off while you go off to do your work or whatnot. But there's not any elementary schools, there's no high schools, there's no middle schools. So for that, you need to plan not only on your busing route, but you also probably have to do some kind of a commute route to get your kid where they need to go for school. Another thing a lot of people have sort of expressed concerns about, which is a pro and a con, there is no HOA here in the Sterling Ranch area, but there is a community authority board, a CAB, and that cost has a lot of different indications with it. It's rolled into your taxes, and so your taxes will be probably a little bit higher here than you'll see over in the Highlands Ranch area. But if you cost benefit them out, you'll see that it's actually not that bad. The part that really bothers people is the cost of the water, because the water is not exactly set like you'd have in other neighborhoods. It's based on your usage, and same with your electric and your power. What they do to kind of work with you on this is they give you this really cool app that you can download onto your phone, your mobile device, whatever, and you can see kind of what your electric usage is and tell where you are with the cab and like how you are on your usage per month. But if you have an active family and you're using a lot of water, you're going to probably get dinged a little bit more than other homes in the nearby area, especially if you're a single family home versus an attached townhome. That can add up and make your monthly bill go up. So it's not a set standard water bill, not that anybody's really is, but this fluctuates a bit more than most people are used to. So the cost of all this kind of turns people off because they're not going to be able to get an exact measure of what they're looking at on a month to month. All that said, I've seen a lot of people move here and stay here because they absolutely love it. They're meeting new neighbors, they're meeting new kids, they're enjoying the vibe that's coming into the area, the homes are awesome, and the bang for buck that you get in this area compared to what you can find on resale is very, very hard to beat, especially in our market today, which is why I'm going to visit with several of the builders and take you through those homes to see kind of where your dollar goes and what you can expect. So let's pop on over there and start walking those homes and see if maybe this location might have some interest for you. And before I jump into these new homes, if this is your first time here to the channel, my name is Bill Knapp. I'm a residential realtor here in the Denver metro area. I would love to see if working together might be a good fit for you. If you want to do something like a new construction purchase here in Sterling Ranch or any of the surrounding neighborhoods like Highlands Ranch or Littleton, I'd love a chance to chat, jump on a Zoom, etc. Just reach out. All my contact details are below and we can get the conversation started. But for now, let's jump into the new construction homes. Okay, so here we are outside of one of the Tri-Point homes here in the Sterling Ranch location. And before I jump inside of this model, this is going to be an amazing 2-story model with option to have a build-out basement along with a covered patio. I know that I'm going to get hit on the comments inside of YouTube if I don't address this first. I want to let you know that the tax rate here in the Sterling Ranch area is going to be 1.22%. And then as far as the water issue that I mentioned a little bit earlier as one of the cons, the service fee is about $65 before you even turn your water on here in Sterling Ranch. And then from there, it's based on your 1,000 gallons per use per home. So if you have a single, like a townhome, it's going to be a lot lower. If you have a small yard, it'll be much, much lower. And ways you can combat this is to use xeriscaping and or turf, and that'll cut down on your exterior amount. There's going to be 2 different water meters. And as long as you do really smart watering, water during off-peak times, you won't have much of an issue. Now let's step inside, check out this model. And before I step in, I'm wondering, can you guess the cost of this home? If you've been seeing any of the other videos I've had here in the Denver metro area, you're probably going to guess something kind of high, but this home is super affordable, starting at about $660,000. Let's go check it out. All right, so let's just pop on in and give you a quick tour through. Right upon entry, you can see that this is going to have a really open area. You've got the main floor bathroom right here. There's me in the mirror. Awesome. And you're going to be dealing with a lot of nice upgrades as we walk through this, because this is the actual model home and it's going to have all the different bells and whistles for this Tri-Point builder. These Tri-Point builder homes are almost done in Sterling Ranch from what I understand, and the next one that's going to be near similar to this is going to be called Truemark, and that's going to be located on the northeastern corner of this Prospect and Ascent Village location. Highly recommend checking those out as we get into these. But as you can tell, that there's a lot of things going on inside of these models, including some of the gas fireplaces. You've got open air as far as open concept layout, about 9-foot ceilings. These are all wired for smart energy use, including Nest thermostats or Google or whatever's going to be your smart thermostat. Also have an outdoor covered patio with lighting, which is absolutely awesome. If you're a barbecuer like me, this is kind of your paradise. I mean, for me, myself, I could see putting several of my different barbecues out here. If you know me or you've seen some of my other videos, I have 3 different. So to have this as my view off my back deck where I could put Edison bulbs above my head and actually enjoy smoking, putting that smell out there to my neighbors and such, or to the open space, this is pretty incredible. Now, from what I can tell from talking to the builder, the finishes inside of here are going to be some of the things you can get in the Design Center. And Tri-Point is one of the few homes that still offers Design Center. Richmond Homes does not. I don't believe Taylor Morrison Homes here in Sterling Ranch offers it. Truemark may or may not. There's more information about them coming out here soon. And then there's other things like Pulte that may have the opportunity as well. But getting those nice finishes in here will actually get you some of the different updates and upgrades, including different kind of carpeting that goes up the stairs, different kinds of spindles, you name it, they'll probably have something there. If you're not doing design center, you're going to be stuck with kind of what the builder gives you. And a lot of these will still be really amazing, as we'll see at the next build, which is going to be a Richmond home. Here in Tri Pointe, you can see that it comes with a gas range. It has a nice quartz countertop, nice pendant lighting. This is kind of the place where people come to hang out, entertain, have the friends over, have kids over, etc., or just host for the holidays. There's a nice open, warm feel to it. Let's go ahead and check out the upstairs. Coming off the stairs, we have a nice upstairs washer and dryer, which is a huge plus. A lot of people really look for that in Colorado homes these days. Main floor powder room, bathroom, full bathtub, etc. that's going to be shared by these 2 bedrooms. So there's 2 bedrooms up, and an opportunity maybe to use one of these as an office space if that's more what you're looking for. The proximity of neighbors here is really kind of close in some locations, not so close in others. Really depends on your lot premium. Now backing into this other one, this is going to be a really nice nursery that they had designed and staged. Pretty sizable room. We're looking at about maybe 8 feet or so, 9 feet ceilings, about 10 feet across by another 11 feet wide. So there's a lot of room that can be covered in here. I'm not even sure if the camera does it justice, but it's designed very, very nicely. Okay, and then on into the primary, the owner's suite. This is going to be kind of where most people are interested to see what does it look like inside of here. So let's give you a front view, and it's really well set up. It's nice and open. It has an amazing chandelier. This location actually has a view of the trails and the open space right off of the primary. And of course, we have to see with the primary suite what the primary closet looks like. Pretty open and decent. You have the 9-foot ceilings all through here. Stock standard, nothing too crazy in this model. And then the owner's bath. And you have the shower extended. Hi, there me again. Tile flooring, quartz countertops. You've got the brushed nickel and such as far as your finishes on the interior. Shower in this model is not enormous, but it's also pretty incredible because this is a $660,000 home, which is not going to be something that's super easy to find. Now, not a lot of homes in Sterling Ranch will come with finished basements, but this particular model by Tri Pointe does indeed come with a finished basement, which is where we are now. Taking a tour around, you can see that this is designed and set up not only to have a walkout, which is actually a rare feature. It's really hard to find some of these because of lot locations and some limitations on the actual build stuff. But this one also is set up to have either a downstairs kind of entertainment center. They're big on the nursery in this model for some reason. This one also is going to have a bedroom, which will be pretty impressive, or it can be used as a study. And ever since COVID, at-home studies have been a really big deal. A lot of people try to get these into whatever home that they're getting into, whether it's a townhome and or single family. And Tri Pointe did a really good job creating this opportunity for people on this model. And the last piece about the basement we'll see is going to be this kind of small basement bathroom. It's well designed because it's pretty much set up to have a shower down here if you have a guest, whether you're using this area over here for your office or not, or if you're using the rest of the area as this being a bedroom, something that you can rent to somebody, or if you have guests or visitors that are stopping by, they'll have their own basement suite where they can hang out. That way you can do your family recreating or yourself or your spouse or whatever upstairs, where you have the downstairs utilized for your guests. Or if you're just an entertainer, you can use this as an entertainment spot. It is big enough for a pool table. It might be a little tight, but you can fit a lot of stuff in this amazing model. So that's a 2-story. Let's jump on over to a different builder and see if we can get ourselves into a ranch to see what that looks like in Sterling Ranch. All right, next up, we're gonna jump over. We're actually now in the Ascent Village of Sterling Ranch, and we're gonna check out Richmond Home Builders. And this is gonna be a 2-story called the Mulberry. They have ranch stories in here as well called the Ivy and the Lavender and the Farmington, all of which are really incredible and really impressive. But for the sake of time, we're only going to focus on just this one today. And then if you're interested and you want to come tour, give me a call and I'll bring you through these other properties. But let's go inside, check this one out. This is going to be a 2-story with 3 beds, 3 baths, and it's going to start right about the $719,000 mark before some of the finishes and whatnot. But Richmond is actually one of those builders. This is kind of awesome. They're an all-in builder, so what you see is what you get as far as the price goes, depending on a few other options and tweaks you might be able to make. But $719,000 for a home in Denver, Colorado, pretty amazing, especially for new construction. So let's head on in, check it out. All right, heading on inside into this Mulberry home model by Richmond Homes. This one actually has a wraparound porch, which is pretty impressive given the amount of space here. And the model is finished off super nicely. I want to point out real quick also as we head upstairs, this is actually a 4-bed, 3-bath home, not a 3-and-3. My apologies on that mix-up. But as you come in that front door, we're going to be greeted with an amazing, it's kind of dark in here, sorry about that. It's only as good as the daylight allows in on a cloudy day here in Colorado, but this has an amazing setup for a home office, which I was saying before is super important to a lot of people, especially since with the work at home and the COVID hybrid working strategies have been kicking into place. Main floor bathroom, powder room, right as you come in. Pretty nice tile and such as they have in here. Now this is kind of important. I had showed this when I was talking about this before, and this is really not a great well-lit area, but I want to point this out. These pieces right here are actually the 2 different water meters I was talking about, one for the inside, one for the outside. And you need to have this information handy because when you're going to be living here in Sterling Ranch, you're going to be charged for both those water meters. So keeping charge of your water is really important. So use that app that I was talking about. And this is just a quick visual of what it looks like. Let's check out the kitchen and the main layout area. And I'm just going to show you as I walk in, it's going to look and feel a bit different than the last place where we were. In my opinion, this is going to be a bit larger. And the reason for that is this model of this collection of Richmond homes is a 2-story, much more laid out, more spacious, but it does not have a basement. The last place we saw did have a basement with a walkout. This has an amazing setup here with a walkout patio, but not a walkout basement. So let's flip you around so you can see what this actual setup looks like. And inside of here, you have a stainless steel package, all offered by GE, quartz countertops, nice gas range as well. Set up perfectly for dining, indoor, outdoor entertaining space. It's unfortunately a bit overcast today. It's one of those rare days in Colorado where it's not super sunny, or 305 plus days per year of sun. And of course we record on a day that doesn't have much sun. But excellent gas fireplace setup. The living room here is much larger than we saw at the previous model. Not that that's a pro or a con, it just is, you know, depending on what your lifestyle looks like. Since this is a model home, this is actually the 2-car garage, but that's going to be occupied right now by some of the people that are working here in the sales office. And what I really like to point out in these homes is this killer covered patio that they have. They have a dual sliding door, so you can get outside. And just beautiful. Unfortunately, you got a little bit of the construction, of course, but that'll wrap up very, very soon. Spinning it back around, if I was here, I'd be able to set up all 3 of my smokers as well, my Big Green Egg, my Gateway drum, and my Yoder pellet fed grill. Plenty of space, and there's going to be an open terrain right here behind me where I don't have to worry about much of anything going on, so kind of killer. Let's go check out the upstairs. Okay, coming upstairs, it's actually really incredible. You're gonna see that instead of having 5 bedrooms up, you're gonna have 4 bedrooms and a loft. And this loft area is pretty large. It has a lot of space here. You can see it's used obviously for this one for living and dining, or living, not so much dining in the loft area, but it's pretty large. So up here, lots of opportunity to hang out, use it as a secondary entertainment center. As you move your way on through, there's gonna be 4 bedrooms total on the main floor, plus a full bath and a primary owner's bath. And let's switch around and take a look, see what these bedrooms look like. And compared to some of the other models that I've seen in the Sterling Ranch area, these bedrooms are actually quite large. The ceilings are a little bit lower than I've seen on some of the other models, hitting about a standard 8 feet or so versus the 9 foot. But the flow and size of these is really, really large, kind of incredible. Again, pre-wired for the green energy, for the smart home features. They've done an excellent job setting this place up, getting the cool kind of painting in and the different kind of wall art. This bedroom is featuring just a full bed with a walk-in closet. This is bedroom number 2 of 4 on the upstairs. And coming across, you can see it has the hexagonal finish with the laundry. Laundry room upstairs is always desirable, especially when you have cabinetry and such. And these are all set up on an elevated post. And then coming in, bedroom number 3 of 4. Very similar to the last bedroom, similar size. You can easily fit a queen size bed in here, or if you just want to go for broke and have a king size bed, you could totally do it. Up to you. I've seen a lot of people turn these into offices as well, in lieu of having an office on the main floor or having a secondary office. And heading into the primary suite. This suite is going to be relatively pretty large. So you have the 8-foot ceilings inside of here again, king size bed here behind me with end tables on either side. The master bathroom is pretty impressive, which I'll get to in just a second. I want to highlight this closet, which is absolutely redonkulous. It is so big. I am 5, 6, 7 steps in, still inside this closet. I can't even get the zoom out to make it work. This is humongous inside of here. So challenge accepted if you want to fill this up with all kinds of stuff, but there's plenty of space as you can see inside. Let's spin you around. You could literally put a countertop inside of here or some kind of an island, fill out this space with lots of different closets and shelving. So whatever you need for wardrobe, you're going to have it covered. And into the primary bathroom, you have dual sinks set up with a master water closet. And inside of here, you have a stand-in shower. There is no tub on this one, but there is a tub on the other bathroom across the way. So as I said before, there is no basement in this model, but it does come with a metal roof covered over the patio just below. Patio looking out into the open space. Lots of value, lots of bang for buck for this location. So that wraps us up inside of the Richmond Mulberry model. There are, as I was saying, several other models here in the area. Some are 3 beds, some are 2 beds, depending on what you're looking for. Behind me here is going to be part of what they call their Seascape collection, which is a 3-story home. It doesn't have a basement to my understanding. It's supposed to be a bit more of like that contemporary feel, a little bit of the the high end kind of like you have in the downtown Rhino district or outside of like the Highlands, but here in Sterling Ranch. So that'll wrap me up for today. Hopefully you found some details that were helpful and interesting. There's a lot of ground to cover in Sterling Ranch, and I've only really touched the tip of the iceberg. So if you have questions about any of the builders, the models, what the construction cycle is looking like, how busy things are out here, or what life is like here, do me a favor, give me a call, text, or email. My name and information, all details are listed below. I'd love to chat with you, jump on a Zoom, see about possibly working together. Thanks as always for sticking around to the end, and I will see you all on the next one. Cheers.